Righty, right. Let me just open up that cube again.
Let me
See, the thing is...
Oh, you're on the air. Oh, stop reading out social security numbers immediately.
It was just the end of mine, okay?
All right.
Just the last digit.
All right, well, that's good, as long as they don't get the full 9-digit number. Though I believe that will be a requirement for calling into the show into the future. All right, well, before we get started, a couple of little pieces of housekeeping, or breaking news, as it were. I've just got it up on the screen here. Has everyone heard yet about Dick Masterson losing his current payment processor?
Oh, God, another one?
Yep, so as of 1 hour ago, he posted, once again, I've been deplatformed by a merchant services provider. No reason was given, like usual. This is how difficult it is to simply stay in business as a free speech advocate. New project 2 processing is currently on hold. I'm working on getting it up as fast as I can. So that's... I woke up to a few messages. I had a couple of people going, Rand, you were right, because I've been saying for the last couple of weeks that all these gay ops, the real point of it was to go after Dick Masterson's payment processor.
I knew once the thing with PPP started, it was only going to be a matter of time before that got cut off again.
Yeah, well, he apparently is on the case. I won't tell too many tales out of school, but those who predicted that Dick was never going to offer me a new Project 2 are wrong. I woke up to a very interesting DM this morning where Dick said, well, I think he knew before he put this statement out, because the message was before he announced it publicly, that I'm currently looking around for a new project, a new processor provider, but I'm happy to sign you up for new Project 2 as long as you promise not to have N-bombs on your Patreon page. To which I said to him that while I do miss the internet of 2006 with poorly animated spinning skull gifs and welcome to N-Town in flashing disco letters, that would not be appropriate in the year of our Lord 2020.
No, you got to watch what you say, bud. If it even offends the slightest margin of people, you better hope to not get paid.
Well, that doesn't appear to be the case, but he's been quite resourceful thus far. So, seeing as the uphill battles he's fought and won so far to get it running, I can only assume that he will have success in the future. And, well, I'll literally be banking on it.
I'm just saying, if you can win, what was it, an $8 million lawsuit?
Oh, I believe Maddox wanted something ridiculous like 300 million, or the base, like the monthly expenditure of the federal government, or something ridiculous.
Yeah,
like
some amount of money I will never see in any lifetime I have.
Now, did you follow that fairly closely? So that was sort of in your wheelhouse, the old Maddox lawsuit.
I came into it like the very tail end. Like what I think I listened to the episode right before he went to court. And I caught up on it and I was like, oh, I hope, Maddox ain't gonna win this. And sure as shit, listen to the next episode. Maddox lost. Fuck you. And I was like, oh wow. I'm not surprised.
Well, that was such a popular sentiment, it ended up on t-shirts. T-shirts that people actually bought, unlike the Maddox merch store. Oh, you've got a Maddox lost shirt somewhere? All right. Well,
either that or an ex of mine burnt it. I'm not sure.
Oh, that is the way. Like the old song goes, and give me back my black t-shirt. All right. Another little piece of housekeeping. Now, I was originally going to... I went and picked up a 6-pack of this. Now, I do have to work today, so I'm only going to be having a couple of brewskis. I'm perfectly legal when I head off to work later today. I went to the local, so I got this up on the screen. Went to the local and I found this on discount, because I'm doing discount beer reviews for seppos who'll never be able to drink, the local Australian beer. And after they had Digibro's girlfriend on, I thought it was incredibly appropriate to pick up Three Pub Circus featuring Mrs. Hairy Jane. So let me give you a mouthful review here.
That's actually a pretty nice label.
Oh yeah, no, the micro breweries or whatever you want to call it, the artesian beers. Is that the proper term? Well,
I just call them beers.
Yeah, I've seen some very, very creative labels. I like how this one's the old style, like circus ticket. Like it's even got like the little I've forgotten the name. The dimple, like the tearaways. The hole punched in the paper, shape of a ticket.
Yeah,
bit one. This is quite nice. A little sharp, but nice aftertaste. This is good. I quite enjoy sliding Hairy Mary around my mouth.
Yeah.
All right, and thus concludes our beers that Seppos can't drink review for the episode.
Thanks, and now you just make me want a beer, and I got to go to work in like an hour and a half.
So do I, and I'm having a beer. What's wrong, buddy?
Well, wife's currently out grocery shopping, so I'll have some when she gets back.
Fair enough. All right, so would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I am the podcast daddy. I have a podcast that I just started, Podcast Daddy Variety Show, where I sort of just bullshit on news topics, anything going on in the world, and interview my favorite content creators, like I wanted to do with Rand.
Oh well, I'm very flattered. But I was mentioning in the pre-show that you telling me that you did not enjoy interviewing a content creator just recently. Do you want to tell the folks about that?
Okay, so I was interviewing a local rapper from around my area, and this dude, it was I can't upload this. Like, this cannot see the light of day because he has music playing in the background that if I upload it, obviously it's going to get taken down. So I'm not even going to attempt that one. And then it was just phone quality. And I am such a stickler when it comes to quality of audio that just irked me the entire time.
So wait, he was playing copyrighted music in the background while you're conducting the interview.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, this one's never going to see the light of day then, by the sounds of it?
Yeah, does that make you scratch your head as much as it did me?
Did you... I assume attempts were made, like, sir, this is a Wendy's,
I did. I was like, yo, dude, you gotta, like, turn that off or else this won't be updated. Oh, it's not that loud. You won't be able to hear it. No, well, fuck me, right? My show, but fuck me.
Susan, like Susan's robots don't care what volume you have. I know a few people who've been grabbed by the robots for like a very, very quietly played music in the background. They pick it out. Yeah,
and that's what I kept trying to say. Like, yo, even like the tiniest bit will get me taken out. And he's, of course, tries walking away, can still hear it. Walks a little bit farther, still hear it. I'm like, okay, this is why I don't like. I want to set this up properly, not just, I'll do it on my phone.
Just a conflagration of sorry, it's still early in the morning. Conflagration of bad things happening there. Phone quality and rap music playing in the background. I will say your new H1B Americans have been working very, very hard on making sure that Susan's robots can pick stuff out regardless of background noise or volume. I believe a whole bunch of older videos the people talking about like videos they'd uploaded for family that were private, where there's a radio playing in the background and like they're just filming their kid to send to granny and they upload it to YouTube on private. They
kind of that wholesome moment.
Yeah, that wholesome moment gets a copyright strike from Warner Brothers.
That's so shitty. I mean, I get the pre-sent, like, people uploading it without consent, but if it's a family video like that where somebody's having a wholesome moment with a family member that's not there anymore, the fuck is the issue? Because that video is only going to get like maybe 100 views tops.
Well, they don't care, and I mean, it is at the point now where you cannot upload anything to YouTube that you film, say, inside a mall. Just because of the background music they'll be playing. So you can walk around in public and hear it for free, but you film someone falling off a park bench in a mall, and it hears my my lady lumps in the background, the robot says, "Nope."
Yeah, as an ex retail worker, I know how much of the top 100 you hear.
Yeah, no, there's nothing really gets the blood pumping like hearing the same song for the 26th time.
Oh yeah, nothing really gets your blood pumping like Justin Bieber 5 times in a row.
Having been been a retail slave in my past, I can tell you there is a very, very special hell called Christmas time.
Oh God.
You know the pain.
Oh, I do. I know the pain so well, and it doesn't even start like in December. It starts in like November. So
That's
you know,
right. Yeah, they start
you know,
early.
as soon as you hear that first jingle bell, it's like a slow, scary movie. It's kind of like jingle bell, jingle bell. You get PTSD flashbacks.
You know it's a coming. Yeah, and the great thing, yeah, with retail being at the state it is, it's always rolling from one holiday to another. I believe it's slightly more obnoxious in America, where don't you you roll from, like, it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas, and then as soon as Christmas is over, it's time to ramp up for Easter, and then it's time to ramp up for
Valentine's
Halloween,
Day.
Valentine's Day. It just, the ride never ends.
Oh yeah, it's constant holiday. I mean, in a store, if you have a holiday section and that motherfucker's never empty, you got a problem.
That's right. We're not moving money. We're not.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. And then people the next day after like Easter or a candy-oriented holiday, it's 50% off. So why the fuck would I not want to spend $5 on a 2-pound bag of Reese's?
Well, there is literally no occasion where a 2-pound bag of Reese's is not appropriate. Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Hell, even 4th of July.
The 4th of July, the birth and death of our Lord Jesus Christ. It's just, it's just never not appropriate.
Thanks to you, Rand. I now know the band. What they sing? I'm a cunt, but I'm not a fucking cunt. What is
that? That is Tism, or as it's known by its longer title, This Is Serious Mum.
Yeah, thanks to you, I now know that band, and I play that song right before I go to work because, like, that is my hype up song right there.
Well, I'm glad we've been able to share some of our Australian culture with you folks over there
because us Americans don't have much culture ourselves.
You used to.
Yeah, we did, and it's very prominent in museums, but it gets overlooked for some weird reason.
Libraries is where they hide the books. Museums are where they hide the culture.
You're talking to somebody that doesn't read very much. Well, doesn't read books like that.
What's more American than that? Reading. This is America. Reading is for, well. You said you wanted this one to be clean. This is no drop in the words, so,
Yeah.
Hell, if I'm a very good boy, I might even be able to leave this one up on YouTube.
Man, it's about to be American catchphrase because so many people have said, "Oh, I don't read."
Well, it's also going to become a catchphrase because of that thing from LA Burning, that clip going around to the guy with the chainsaw and someone yelling in the background, was it "People read there"? Because they're about to set fire.
Oh yeah.
Not
I feel like that
anymore,
point, you just want to go OP with a chainsaw, just running around. Everybody else is, got bricks or got their hands. This motherfucker just running around like one of the villains from Resident Evil 4.
Oh dear. Yeah, that's been going on. As far as I'm aware, it's still going on. Now,
I think so.
Oh, there was a bit of pre-show stuff that I forgot to mention before I rolled into the interview. Sorry about this. Discombobulated, unprofessional. Wouldn't have it any other way. So we are now doing super chats through Entropy. So if you do have a snooper chat question that you want me to read out to our guest here, you got to pop through to Entropy. I know that the video feed's not working. That's a known issue, but I can use it for super chats and for polls.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So the link to entropy there is just below the video description. But we're working on it. We really are working on it. Pond and I spent like 8 hours yesterday fucking around trying to set things up.
And we tested for like an hour, and they were like 4 hours more. I'm like, dude, we've been here forever already.
It was 11 o'clock at night. I had to get up for this at 8 in the morning. So no, we were not doing another 5 hours.
Oh god, it's that early for you?
Well,
Ooh.
it's 20 past 9 now, so we were going to roll at 9 to make it 7 o'clock in the evening for you Americans there.
Hey, you don't need to be sitting here shit talking America the entire thing. That's what we do. We talk shit about our own country.
This is why my audience turns up to listen to a funny accented foreigner bash America. You know, they enjoy the novelty because, you know, they certainly, you know, never turn on, you know, CNN and see an obvious foreigner claim that he's just as American as you and then tell you why he hates America.
Well, yeah, it gets kind of annoying listening to Vosh and Destiny complain about America all the time. They need somebody different.
That's right. Somebody more brown. Well, I was going to say, you can watch footage of the US Senate and see a foreigner complain about America. They're there now.
9 times out of 10, that's how it goes.
That isn't... Well,
So, Rand, I heard you were starting the simp club for Vosh's girlfriend after that picture surfaced.
There's nothing says simp like superimposing that little line you get from Skyrim when you try and fast travel when enemies are nearby.
I think that one was my favorite.
That was a pretty damn good one. Now, Vaush is doing his level best to basically not acknowledge that, but that backfired spectacularly when people took screenshots of his hidden replies list. And it's just...
I didn't see that.
Well, basically, he'd been... about 20-odd people had sent him the same picture of his cave troll barging into the room. And so you go click on Voucher's hidden replies, and it's just a rogues gallery, like 20 people, all the same thing over and over and over again. He's also...
Nobody will let him live that down.
Nobody will, but he was always very ban happy. So anyone who mentions it in his stream chats gets instantly deleted, and he's zealously patrolling his own Twitter and removing that picture. Which all that does is just put it in hidden replies. So, you know, for those
You
who
can still
know,
see it.
Yeah, you know exactly where to go for the action. You just click on hidden replies.
It's great. It's turning out to be the new Fedora Shrek.
It is. I even ran a little poll myself. I said, what is the what's the greatest embarrassing moment, accidentally caught on camera? And we ran the poll between Darkside Phil's, camera's on, after having himself a relieving fapperoony. And
that's what you meant on that poll.
Yes!
Okay.
Yes, you have to choose between, camera's on and take me to the hospital. And take me to the hospital won.
Yeah, I was about to say, you could kind of see which way I threw my vote on that poll.
You went for hospital?
Yep.
That's right. Apparently still a lot of fans of DSP out there. I mean, I understand. He is blessed by the Lord. He is the unsinkable ship. Not even the US federal not even the Internal Revenue Service can take this man down. But stiff opposition there. Still take me to the hospital only won by about 10%.
That guy must have like a direct phone line to God or somebody higher up to be able to skip out on how much shit he does.
He wasn't playing Candy Crush on his phone when he was in the hospital with his girlfriend. He was on the phone to Jesus.
Oh, I love internet. Internet personalities are probably my favorite people to just follow on Twitter, because you have the moments where it's like, I'm going to argue with my fans, and then, they say something really wrong to the wrong person, then it comes back to, I got to do damage control. I didn't mean to say that, or that wasn't me, or I was shit-faced. Wrong show to probably say that.
I was hacked.
Yeah, that's
Putin struck me. The Russians.
No, we literally did have that with who was it? No, it wasn't Crowd. It was the other one. David Shitrat literally claimed he was hacked by Iranian super hackers.
That's a fucking reach.
It is a little bit of a reach, but yeah, this was about 3 or 4 years ago, I believe. Mr. Medica, he didn't let go of that one. He goes, "Oh, the Iranian super hackers are coming for him." No, he didn't. He loves it. He loves a good little bit of red meat. Yeah, he bites down and chew on that. I guess I could say it was probably Mr. Medica for me years ago, back when he was doing his Tumblrisms, that introduced me to the joys of popularizing internet drama. Though it's always been a thing ever since the old forum days, BBS forums, users fighting with each other, calling each other's idiots, each one trying to get the moderator in on their side.
Trying to say the most offensive shit you can without, getting the moderator's attention.
Exactly. And you could ask the ancient Greeks and Romans, petty fights and pointless drama. That literally is a mainstay of humanity and has expended a lot of our time, energy, blood, treasure, and tears since antiquity. It's a part of us. It's not going away.
We love war. Us as human beings love war. We love fighting.
And conversations about other people are just a more civilized form of war.
Exactly. That's why blood sports are such a prominent thing.
Yeah. It's like, hey, look, we can beat the shit out of each other and no one calls the cops.
I could say whatever I want over the internet to an extent and not have the cops called on me to a certain premise.
To an increasingly lesser extent, though, unfortunately. Now, I haven't looked into the details of what Orange Man has given us in this new freedom bill that he signed.
I was wondering if you...
Well, I was literally going to bed, belatedly going to bed, when I saw that Trump had tweeted, like, in an hour, I'm going to sign a bill that's going to make the internet great again, or something like that. And I'm like, okay, I can't wait, but also, fuck this, I'm sleeping. So I'm way behind. I was hoping that you might know the details, actually.
I didn't see it because I was getting everything around. I was doing laundry and I seen something about the Trump bill and I was like, all right, I'll read it. Next thing I know, I look over at the clock and it's like, it's 6:45. I thought, fuck, I ain't got time to read this.
Time does get away. Well, according to Mr. Medica here, I've just got his tweet on it up on the stream. He says, this order will allow you to call each other gamer words without repercussion. Try it. Call Jack the N-word. It's totally legal now. He can't do anything about it. Now, this being Jim, I don't entirely believe that that's actually what the bill allows you to do.
Yeah. If it comes from him or Josh from Kiwi Farms, I'm kind of like, I'll take it with a grain of salt here.
Take that with a whole pillar of rock salt. Though I'll just drop this in images and links. This was posted by the White House. It's a 1-minute clip of Trump, and it was posted 2 hours ago. I haven't actually reviewed it yet. It's the one that Medica was quote tweeting. You want to have a gander at that?
Yep.
All right.
Yep, I'm getting to it.
All right. Let me know when you're ready to roll.
Come on, Twitter. Work with me here.
Oh, that's
all right.
Twitter works with no one. All right.
Right.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
Therefore, today I'm signing an executive order to protect and uphold the free speech and rights of the American people. Currently, social media giants like Twitter receive an unprecedented liability shield based on the theory that they're a neutral platform, which they are not an editor with a viewpoint. My executive order calls for new regulations under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act to make it that social media companies that engage in censoring or any political conduct will not be able to keep their liability shield. That's a big deal. They have a shield. They can do what they want. They have a shield. They're not going to have that shield. My executive order further instructs the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, to prohibit social media companies from engaging in any deceptive acts or practices affecting commerce. This authority resides in Section 5 of the Federal Trade Commission Act. Therefore, today I'm signing an executive order.
All right. So That is pretty much what I expected it to be. You're still going to be suppressed on the internet because they're just going to say that's not political speech; it's hate speech. So
God.
He
for
continues to
anyone who
mock
really
it.
had their hopes up there, I'm afraid it's exactly I predicted this. I predicted this, team. Nothing changes.
We'll never get away from online censorship, no matter what.
No, because that's not political speech; it's hate speech.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like a certain very minority tribe seems to occupy a lot of positions of power. No, that's hate speech, not political speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anything could be hate speech. Like if you even make one slight criticism about a certain, a certain group or, certain, that's all I could say, a certain group, keeping it very vague. It will always be hate speech, and it won't even be, it'll be a slight criticism. Nope, hate speech.
Thankfully, they're so overt about the criticism that we all know what certain group we're talking about.
Oh yeah. We know.
One of the when the Bolsheviks took power in the USSR after overthrowing the Tsar, one of the first laws they passed was an anti-Semitism bill, where even speaking anti-Semitism was punishable up to execution. That's right.
Holy shit.
Talking shit about the tribe had the death penalty riding on it. One of the very first things the USSR did. Can you possibly imagine who was running the USSR in the 1920s?
Now, pardon my idiocracy here, but what exactly is the USSR?
That was Russia under communism.
Oh, okay. All right. History was not my strong suit, if you could tell.
Okay, but like you guys were like, it's kind of one of those big ones. Like,
I may have slept through most of history, to be completely honest.
fair enough.
I mean, I don't want to sound like another I don't know anything American. That's why, being in my early 20s, I try and keep up with news and all of that as much as I can.
Yeah, don't be racist, Rand.
No, well, we don't do the racisms here on the petrol hour. That's a big no.
Well, at least in Susan's eyes, it's a no.
Yeah, Susan's not very much fun. I've just about had a gutful of Susan. Oh, yeah, we're looking into options into the future. Apparently, well, I'm gonna be bugging the Entropy team to just give me a direct stream key, and then bye Susan.
And I think a lot of people are going to go that way. Bye Susan. Bye anything dealing with YouTube in general.
No, I was somewhat surprised. Didn't it recently PewDiePie got signed back to YouTube for an undisclosed sum, but most likely at least in the tens of millions?
Oh yeah, I could only imagine it was in a million range. Because no way you're going to get a big name like that for fucking 250,000. No way.
Honestly, so like they've just given PewDiePie a license to shitpost now. He's got more than fuck you money. He's got fuck me money for the rest of his life. So if he can get these suckers to go, please come back, PewDiePie, and they hand over millions of dollars, he can just he can pretty much do whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, and YouTube just lost Joe Rogan too to Spotify.
That's right, 100 million for Spotify.
Oh.
We were joking about this the other day. That gives Joe Rogan fuck me money as well. He'd literally just like smoke weed and then contemplate how his hands overlap for 2 hours on Spotify, every week for 100 million.
10 million listeners.
10 million listeners. Well, that's what they're there for.
Yeah, if I wanted to listen to somebody smoke pot and contemplate life, I'd talk to my uncle for 2 hours.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the same sort of pull. Is your uncle going to get $100 million from Spotify? I don't think so.
Nobody can get a crack rock from the neighbor down the street. I mean, I don't know if that's an equivalent, but hey.
That be what it is. All right, so do you have any pointed or hard hitting interview questions for me?
Oh, I just want to interject and say that they were shaming podcast daddy for not understanding history. Everyone has to keep in mind it's our enemies educating the children, and they're not going to fill them with anything good or right or accurate. They're going to fill them with a bunch of propaganda of like, you are bad, you should hate yourself, kill yourself, please.
Yeah, education.
Yeah, I got filled with the normal. I got filled with the normal American school system history classes, and I did a lot more research when I was at home studying.
Yeah, well, I believe the modern education system is like everything except being straight and white is great. America is literally Satan, and all the ills of the world happen there, and that's your history lesson.
That's my point. So why should I pay attention to school to have somebody teach it to me when I can just go home, sit on my computer, and read all of the facts that aren't in history books?
Yeah, I'd say like literally like almost everyone who knows anything about history these days is autodidact. Anyone who learns history through the university system, oh well, they're pretty easy to tell. They're the people who start screaming as soon as they see a flag. Or
I'm just saying there are certain flags that have a nice design, if not, how do I want to put this? If they didn't have such bad backing behind them, if you catch my drift.
Oh, no, there's a whole world of highly aesthetical flags out there. But yeah, some of them can't be shown in polite society anymore.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to lean forward, but I was trying to keep it vague.
Not referencing, like anything bearing any sort of resemblance to windmills or anything like that, are you?
Yeah, not that. Can't be that.
No.
Although I do have a question for you. So, you're a parent, right? The Zergling.
Yes, that's right.
How do you feel about him growing up in a world like this? Because I have 2 boys myself, and I am fucking petrified.
Pretty much the same. Yeah, no, it's being aware of what's going on, I worry about that a lot. And I think, and I've spoken to a lot of other parents out there who are similar mindset to me, and yeah, everyone's worried about that sort of thing. I was looking at setting up co-ops for home education. I mean, that's still a viable option now. I know some people who are actually doing that, but it's pretty obvious that they are eventually going to try and crack down on that. I mean, there are countries in Europe right now where it's illegal to have your children in anything but private school. I'm sorry, public school. So I believe in Sweden. Yes, Sweden. Yes. You cannot homeschool your children, and I think whatever private institutions they are have to abide by the public school curricula. Which is, I think
homeschooling is a hell of a lot better idea than public school.
Yeah, I just don't know if homeschooling's going to be around.
No.
Oh, they're trying so hard to bring a sledgehammer to that. Like, oh, you actually want to teach your children something wholesome, good, that'll last, and make them well-rounded, productive individuals.
Yeah. Now, I think they will get a lot of angry react when they finally do try and ban homeschooling. But unfortunately, the story of how this sort of sanity versus insanity for the last 60 years has been, everyone grumbles, everyone complains, everyone even goes out and protests, and then the law gets passed and everyone just shuffles their feet and obeys the law anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the point of arguing a law if it's as soon as it gets passed, you don't like it, but once it gets passed and it's made official, they're just like, well, we tried, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the guns. Like, I get the Americans say, like, they'll never take our guns. Like, well, let's be honest, mate. As soon as the law's passed, you're all going to line up and hand them in. You will, and you know you will.
Yeah, I got a couple people because I live in a redneck, small town. So I know a couple people that are against the gun law, and I've openly talked to them about it, but their instant response is, they can take my registered guns.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the, you see, let me put it this way. So, the ones that they know about, like the ones that the government will come looking for. Those will either get handed in or declared stolen or whatever. Like there'll be an unfortunate boating accident, but there's not going to be any sort of stand up resistance. Where they say like, all right, if when the next president comes in, who's a Democrat, and does sign an executive order banning all AR and AK platforms, you're going to see hundreds of thousands of Americans in the streets to line up to the police office to hand them in. Guaranteed.
Man, I think there's way too many people that want their guns that are going to be way too against.
Oh, they'll
handing
lose
those
them.
in.
And look, it happened in Australia as well. When the gun ban came in, banning all semi-automatics, except for people with Category D licenses, more than a third of them were reported as stolen. So they're out there, buried on properties in PVC pipes. But what are they waiting for? Revolution for a change in the gun laws? Neither of those really seem very likely. So they're, so you defied the law. But the thing is, when you brainwashed shitlib grandson, digs those up when he's like renovating the house or something. As soon as he finds it, he's gonna squeal. He's gonna grab his man bun and go, "Oh my God, Alexa, call the police! I found a gun."
If I raise my son like that, please put a bullet in between my eyes.
Well, don't worry. The government the government is more than willing to A, raise your son like that, and B, put a bullet between your eyes.
Yeah, violent delinquents, right. What use is a buried gun? This means the government already has them all. If you either turned them in or buried them, the government has them all, one way or the other.
Effectively. I suppose the hope is that they're there waiting for the boogaloo. But we'll see if the boogaloo ever comes, because it seems... I don't know. I don't want to get too black-pilled. I mean, there's so many hinge moments in history. We may even be observing the start of one this week. One of these things where things can go one way or the other, and no one can really lick their finger, point it up in the air, and read which way the wind's blowing.
I think it's going to start this weekend. I think shit will hit the fan the hardest this weekend.
I'm confused by the weekend thing though, because none of these people are working. every day's Saturday.
Well, you have people that are like, I want to be a part of this, but I'm also a wage slave, so I don't really want to lose my job if it hasn't been burned down already.
Yeah, but then you go and join the group that's going to burn down your wagey cage.
What is that phrase? A catch-22? Is that what I'm thinking about?
Yes, that is indeed a catch-22.
Yeah, it's like you want to go out and join the protest, but then they burn down your building, so it's like, fuck, why did I wait this long to do it?
Or the other scenario, I want to protest, but Dad says he'll take away the trust fund if he sees me on CNN. Well,
that was definitely one of my favorite little remarks.
That was one of the things I was hearing about when this stuff was kicking off, though. The trust fund babies were out there, Unicorn Riot, but they were basically just hiding behind a dumpster. You guys
are doing great in this protest. You're really showing your association with all these people by hiding behind a fucking dumpster, you fucking cowards.
Really more just as putting yourself in danger, because once the real protesters have stolen the TVs and stolen the liquor, they might decide that you know what else it's time for, and you know what, even a pink-haired tranny will do in a pinch.
I never understood that. Like, I watch the Purge movies and I watch all this and I see people like killing and all this, and I'm like, I would steal. Like, why would I don't get it, especially when there's one person that this is against. It's one specific officer. So why are you going after a whole town?
Because it's not. We know what it's really all about. It's not about the. Look, they don't care. They kill each other all the time. What I've got up on screen is possibly the greatest image of modern America that I've ever seen. Now, this to use a phrase which which I'm becoming increasingly fond of, ironically. There's a lot to unpack here. In fact, like judging from how heavy his backpack is, there probably literally is a lot to unpack here. But here we have a fine example of a protester. He's very, very upset about what's his name, who died resisting arrest, and he's so upset about it that he's got a backpack loaded with liquor. He's got a Jack Daniels, Hennessy, something or other else in his hands. There's 3 bottles of liquor in his hand. One rammed, I can only assume, with great force, because denim does not give away easily, down his front pants. And this is where the real ingenuity kicks in.
Hey, work with what you got, man.
No, we see down here at the legs. Now, this man understands how denim works. Oh, the overlay's cutting it off a bit. Let me switch to the full screen. This man understands how denim works. He understands that he can shove a bottle of whiskey literally down his pants, and if he does it down the front, it'll just pull up some denim at the front there above his shoe, and he can comfortably walk with it. Now this is advanced stealing. So as I was talking to Pond about it last night when we were contemplating the glory of the 2020 Great American Image, this was not his first thief. He has had many a thief before. He's quite experienced with engaging in a thief.
I salute this great. That's my African American right there.
That is my African American right there. That is some advanced thieving. And there was an even better image that Pond showed me here. This is yeah.
He is Mona Lisa.
It just fits right in. Like maybe we just need Internet Historian to like come and work some of his filter magic. Put a little bit of a brush swirl over it. And that fits right in. That's a classic art piece about the rise and fall of empires, and that is definitely the appropriate bit. That's painting number 4, I believe. That's a very appropriate bit to go and place our friend there.
That's museum class artwork right there.
Well, they burnt down the museum and the bookstore.
We are art connoisseurs.
He most certainly will be consuming. I mean, depending on his self-restraint, he may possibly no longer be with us. He certainly has enough stuff on hand to do the job.
I love looking
this has been intriguing.
and contemplating the future.
We're learning together.
Isn't that the point of the petrol huffing hour?
That's right. Well, I've got this set to entertainment. I really should set it to educational. I think we all come away richer in the treasures of the mind after every stream.
I think you would get away with a lot more shit if you put it under educational.
That's correct.
Oh.
Now I see that Mr. Sparkles in the chat saying Entropy is forcing me to use GPay. Sorry, Rand, fuck that. I understand. It's not an ideal solution, but it is a solution. Because I am very much in a similar circumstance to Mr. Dick Masterson. Ko-Fi is no longer... PayPal has decided it doesn't like me.
Fuck PayPal.
Oh, no, PayPal, you don't fuck PayPal. PayPal fucks you. They have done numerous times. I had to close one of my accounts because somebody sent me a $5,000 invoice, and I was like, where the fuck did you guys get this number?
Oh,
that's right. Yeah,
and of course I couldn't fight it, and they closed my account down.
So someone just said this dude owes me $5,000 and you couldn't shake it?
Look, man, I just don't got that kind of cash on me right now, you know?
No, I mean, well, I imagine you tried to raise it with the people and they were rather unhelpful.
Yeah, I sent them an email like, hey, why am I getting an invoice? You know, this is especially from somebody that I can't even pronounce their name, drunk. So why the hell do you think I would owe them $5,000?
Yeah, no, that seems like one of the well, that's victim blaming right there, isn't it? Because there they are saying that oh, you need to pay this $5,000. Well, wait a minute, why don't you look into why this guy is able to claim that I owe him $5,000?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, if it was like $25, like, okay, maybe I had somebody do some work for me that I forgot to pay. Here you go, 25 bones, no problem. $5,000, you can go fuck yourself for that money.
And so it's like literally like from, you know, like you no idea where that came from. Like it's just a scammer trying to hit you up for cash.
Probably a telemarketer. One of those telemarketer people.
Hey, I think if this if it was easy to do this kind of scam, that they'd be doing it to everyone. But I guess it. I mean, what's the hope there that it's going to fly under the like? At least one person is going to like say, "Oh, I'll pay $5,000 rather than lose my eBay." I mean, my my PayPal.
Yeah, at one point they're just like, they're hoping that one person will be like, fuck it, $5K, here you go. And those are the people that will keep getting scammed back to back to back.
Oh, Pon, where's that? Can you just drop in images and links the Glorious American YouTube you showed me the other day? I was just trying to find it.
Oh yeah, I was like literally just did it. Hive mind, man. I just did it just like a few seconds ago.
Oh, hang on. I'm looking in the wrong bit. Yeah, well, a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Have you seen this? A Day in the Life of an American Citizen?
No, I have not.
All right, so it's just there in images and links. We're gonna delight the audience with this one.
Well, give me one quick second.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right, ready?
All right, I got it pulled up.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
It was a beautiful morning. I looked out of the window and I saw the wonderful American sunrise. I blinked in the gleam of the McDonald's across the road. Such beauty. Such civilization. I went online to check Paul, as I always do. It was the usual. Fucking Eurofags fighting each other when we should all be united. No more brother wars, guys. And then it happened. I came across something that changed my life forever. I come from a pure line of Irish, German, Italian, Swiss, Austrian, English, Welsh, Swedish, Russian, Moroccan, and Antarctican ancestry. I have a pure Bavarian phenotype. I'm white, you guys. And then I saw this fucking Anglo, and he said he called Americans Amerimuts. I was so upset. I vowed that it would be my dying act to destroy the Anglo race. If it's the last thing I do, I will take vengeance. How dare you call me a mutt? England is like so cucked, man. I mean, come on. I went to Paris. There's like no English people there.
God damn it.
It's true. You can go to Paris and you'll see hardly any English people there at all.
And I think that's a major issue, is a lot of people are afraid to be white.
Yeah, there is.
If you've seen Twitter, it is a shame to say, I am afraid to be white.
Yeah, that's... I mean, it is rather depressing. I mean, a lot of what this engine rolls on is the sort of brainwashed white people demographic, which I'll say like, based on very rough estimation, I'd say like half of white Democrat voters are beyond saving. Like, they will literally be the meme of the person in the alley getting beaten going, but I defended you. I defended you online. You
can defend so many people for so long until it bites you in the ass.
No, I think we've actually seen real life examples of that. Like some of these, I think we've already seen some of these. The white hangers on to this riot. Some of them have been have been beaten. I was seeing some pictures of not entirely sure what the context was, but some woman with pink hair clinging on to some other woman with one of those sort of radical femme buzz cuts, and they were both bleeding and stumbling down the street. I'm like, well, I don't think the cops did that because the cops ain't there. So who did?
But all right, bud, I gotta get going. I gotta get ready to go be a wage slave.
All right, mate. Well, thanks for dropping past. I mean, I hope you'll actually be able to put this one up as opposed to your incident there with the aspiring rapper.
Yeah. Oh God, no. This one will definitely go up. Thank God. But thank you for having me on, bud. I really appreciate it.
No worries. It's not too late for me to put on some DMX remixes, if you change your mind.
Good.
Please no.
It was nice having you.
Thank you. All right. Well, y'all have a good night or day, whatever. Well, Pond, I think, is night.
It is. She's American. She's
yeah.
Fellow American.
She's a fellow Burgerlander. She also comes from a line of Antarctican, Swiss, Greek, German, Italian, English, Scottish, Irish. I'm white, you guys. All right, man. Well, thanks very much. You can't forget the Moroccan, especially not when you look in the mirror. You know.
But all right, bud. Thank you again for having me on. I appreciate it. I will talk to you later.
That's a pleasure. Come on anytime, mate. All right, team. Well, there we go. That's that was our interview with Podcast Daddy. Now, I have to admit, I think I may have distracted him from actually asking questions related to podcasting or streaming.
I didn't see he didn't tell you what questions he's going to ask you, did you?
Yeah, there were going to be questions about what what's it like streaming in the age of censorship and that sort of thing. Well, I get in a roundabout way we did discuss that.
How do you feel streaming?
How do I feel streaming? Increasingly stressed and discombobulated. All right, we've got
Do you like streaming?
I do. 25% of the time.
Do you like your audience?
Almost all of them.
Do you have any favorites?
You never say which one. You never say who your favorite child is in front of the children.
Is there anything you like to cover? Mostly? Like, what do you consider yourself covering?
Whatever the chat is screaming at me to cover.
Whore. All right.
Exactly. Except my whoring's not working out for me so good at the moment. Nobody wants to use GPay. I knew this was going to be a problem.
Damn. Do you like